Hi, I'm Matt with State of Flex, here to talk to you about Shadow in the Clouds. This movie, let me tell you, is something else. I'm 10 minutes out from watching this, and I can't tell you if I've just watched the best bad movie I have ever seen or the worst good one. Yeah, so this is sort of a... I don't want to tell you too much of what it's about. It's kind of a reworking of Nightmare from 20,000 Feet meets Ryan Reynolds' Buried with just like a soupçon of A Quiet Place. And I guess that's all I'm going to tell you about it. This movie was directed by Roseanne Leong, I think I'm saying that right. And I think she is a true talent in the making. This movie looks pretty good for having absolutely no budget. It looks pretty good. There's some really inventive camera work. The claustrophobic moments are really, really tight and intense, if you want to say intense. And the movie, when it wants to go bombastic, can sure as shit go bombastic. So I think she's a genuine talent in the making. I want to see her with a screenplay that is of her caliber, let's just say, of visual style. There is a moment in this movie. If you just want a taste of if you are going to engage with this movie, because this is a love it or hate it kind of movie, if you want to know if you're going to enjoy this movie or not, I want you to watch from maybe the 55-minute mark to like the 58-minute mark. If you go with that little micro segment of the movie, then you're good as gold. Yeah, there was a moment in that, a little action beat that happened in that 3-minute segment that is absolutely bonkers. It is just so out of this world. I can't describe it. I had to stop the movie. I was laughing so hard. And I guess that's all I'm going to say about that. This movie does have its criticisms. I'll address that briefly. I also plan on giving a bit of a spoiler section towards the end. That'll be clearly marked. So my two major criticisms of this film, number one is the whole mystery box thing. Mystery boxes, never been a fan, and because they're always 100% of the times disappointing when you find out what's in the box. And this movie definitely lives into that. In the opening scene, you're shown like a mystery box, and throughout the film, you're wondering what's in the box. The movie opens the box, and I will say that they got me. I did not expect it to be that. That said, I was like ludicrously disappointed, but also incredibly engaged once I discovered what was in the box. So yeah. Mystery boxes, don't like them. Let's stop using that trope. Let's just make JJ not do stuff like that. The other thing that my genuine, actual, huge complaint about this movie, and it's something that I want to talk about because I just came off of two movies last week that did this as well, one of which was Spiral, one of which was Army of the Dead, and I did talk about it a little bit during Army of the Dead. I want to talk about it now. This movie, like the first, to establish a strong, heroic female figure, the movie spends a good portion of the first half hour absolutely degrading the female lead. We're talking being overtly sexist and aggressively sexual language used towards this female to bring her down before allowing her to be the badass character that she is. Movies need to stop doing that. This movie was written by Max Landis, who has had plenty of sexual harassment allegations in recent years. He wrote the first draft of this before the director Roseanne Leong came and reworked the script. However, it's a bad look. You don't need to do that. You don't get that with male action heroes. You never question the masculinity of Batman. You just are allowed to have Batman be a hero, or John McClane, or John Rambo, or any number of action male characters. Iron Man, you name it. There's a billion of them, and you're never questioning the authenticity of their heroism. Yet when you have a female character, the films need and want is to degrade them repeatedly until they prove their own worth. One thing I did like about films such as like Aliens or the aforementioned A Quiet Place, they never did that. They never stopped for a moment to have you question the character's, the lead female's role or power, and I respected that technique. There's its own, both of those films and a lot of other strong female character tropes that you see come with another thing, which I think I'll touch on in the spoiler. But that said, this movie is wild bonkers. I can't for the life of me not recommend this movie, because this movie needs to be experienced by all, even if only to say, yeah, I watched that, isn't that nuts? This is the perfect water cooler movie that needs to be viewed by all. I'm going to give this, I'm going to give it like 2.5 stars. It's whatever. But regardless of the star rating, it needs to be seen by everybody. Alright, now we're going to go into spoilers, because I need to create a safe space for people to talk about this movie, because it just needs to happen. So spoilers in 3, 2, 1. What the fuck did I just watch? Yeah, movie opens with mystery box. Then you're watching this Chloe Grace Moretz in World War II get onto the plane. She's sort of shoved down below. Here's a whole lot of horrible sexist language aimed directly at her. Then she sees something out there on the wing of the plane. What could it be? Is it a gremlin? There's a gremlin on the side of the plane. I like the look of the creature. My body is now ready for Man-Bat to be introduced into the Batman cinematic mythos. I don't know if that's going to happen, but after seeing the Man-Bat gremlins in this thing, I need this. I need it. So, make Man-Bat a thing. Hashtag Man-Bat. Let's get that trending, everybody. But, more to the point, so the mystery box is introduced, and mystery box ends up being a little baby is in this box, right? And this turns out she's a mom that's not like undercover. She starts out with a really poor British accent, turns into she's just an American trying to get back home to escape her abusive male partner, person, husband, fella guy. And sneaks this baby on board this plane by sedating him, and this box, by the way, the satchel or whatever, is way too small for a human child to be in, but yeah, it's just, so that was its own level of like, what is happening? Yeah, that was wild. And then the action starts taking place, and she's stuck inside this cockpit thing fighting the gremlins, and then gets out and then is fighting gremlins on the plane. But at one point she has to like crawl under the undercarriage of the plane to save her child, whose satchel is about to fall into the winds of nowhere. And so she has to like monkey bars across. She has a wind machine on her that is nowhere accurate to the amount of wind that she would be facing. It looks like just a light fan, maybe set on the medium setting to get her hair whipping a little bit. But anyway, she's going. She gets the baby, and then the greatest thing that has ever happened in the history of cinema happens. She gets the baby up into this little hole in the undercarriage of the plane, and she's like crawling in, but then all of a sudden she falls and she's just hanging on by the bandage. and then the bandage rips and she starts falling, but it's just simultaneous with a plane underneath that explodes, and the shock force from the explosion blows her back up into through the little hole, hits the ceiling, and then bounces on the ground. It is a cinematic achievement that we truly have not yet appreciated on a mass scale. That should be shown in every film studies class. Like, how can your movie attain this level of greatness? I think it needs to be discussed. There will be curriculums written about that moment. Is perfect. I cannot stress how excited and ecstatic I was when that happened to me, and I will remember this moment for the rest of my life. Then, yeah, there's like fights, people dying, shoots, yeah, the plane crashes. There's a great moment where like these bullets from the Japanese fighter pilots shoot both of the pilots. Chloe Grace Moretz is sitting between them. She's talking to one pilot who's been shot in the shoulder, and he's like, "What are we gonna do?" And then turns to the other pilot and is like, "What are we gonna do, Captain?" And then he's like, "I'm dying." And then he just up and dies after having like a long soliloquy. And then the captain that's sitting right next to this dude is like, "Captain, what are we gonna do?" And then she's like, he's dead. And it's like, how did he not just like look over or hear any of what just happened? But whatever, it's perfect. And then and then right after that, the plane crashes. She has like a street fight with a gremlin on the ground that's completely mimicking the end of Predator. And then the baby's hungry, and the film ends with like a tight close-up shot of Chloe breastfeeding the baby while looking dead into the camera. However, she has like one nasty, ripped up, slaughtered, like mutilated boob, and then like a nice healthy one. She gives the baby the mutilated boob to suck on, which I was just sitting there like, it's unhygienic. She should like whip it the other side. But anyway, that was a mild criticism for that moment. I like that they're normalizing breastfeeding. More movies should do that. More media should get that out there. It's weird that it's this movie that showed that, but it's yeah. So this, and then the movie keeps going after the like credits hit. You see the actors like kind of riffing and stuff like that, like breaking character and and then all of a sudden it goes into like a literal 3-minute montage of women fighter pilots and stuff actual during World War II. And I think it's supposed to be like a weird, inspiring like imagery, but it's just so strange after this film that is like so insincere is you get like a super sincere moment at the end. It's just like jarring. But yeah, what were your thoughts on this movie? Feel free to sound off in the comments below. Was this the best bad movie, the worst good one? Was it good bad? Was it bad good? Was it bad bad? Was it good good? Where do you land on this masterpiece that needs to be enjoyed by all? Please let me know what you think of this glorious, glorious movie.